Hello and welcome people to a let's play of yet another European exclusive horror game that I decided to pick out for this Halloween. Last year I've done Gregory Horror Show, and this time I'm going to be doing a European exclusive sequel to Forbidden Siren. Forbidden Siren 2.
Explains why it has Dutch as a language option.
No, it was actually German. But yeah.
Excuse you, it clearly said Dutch.
Deutsch. Dutch is Netherlands. But yeah, this is Forbidden Siren 2. Gonna be starting a new game, obviously. Even though you can technically replay the entire game from your completed file, and it won't really be much different. And we're gonna be playing on normal. But first we'll check a few settings. I want to autosave to be on, because it's convenient. And even if I messed something up and the recording didn't do, you can replay literally every level as though you were playing it for the first time. Almost. I do not know what's the difference between camera settings, and alert effect on side jack is useful, but we will get to that later. You can actually have audio in English and Japanese. I prefer English, because
Same.
this is what makes this game European exclusive, actually.
Daddy,
Uh-huh.
your job is looking for treasure, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm really good at that too. I found lots of treasure today.
Is that right? So, shall we go treasure hunting tomorrow?
Yeah. I wish Kanai could play outside with us too.
Good night, Shu.
Night.
Open up! Look at him!
Daddy? Daddy? Can I?
So here we get introduced to our controls. For now we're locked into the first person mode, but do not worry, this is not how the entire game is played. There is a certain item that you have to pick up in this location. Well, you do not have to, but it's advisable. Because there are a lot of archive items in this game, and they're very fancy, they're really cool, and if you want 100% completion, you absolutely have to pick up every single one of them, because they unlock a special ending that I haven't seen before, so I'm doing this out of curiosity myself. There is a certain item here that you cannot pick up though, but remember that it's there. Because maybe somebody else will be able to pick it up.
Daddy! Wake up, Daddy!
Okay.
Mission accomplished. That's dead.
Thanks. Awesome.
Thanks for helping me out.
Yeah, well, we were going there anyway.
Oh, I see.
Alright, as you've noticed, certain items will get automatically added to your archives once you, even when you just like look at a scene or complete a level, regardless if you pick them up, but not all of them, and a lot of them you do have to search for. But there's no way to miss them completely, like ever. Like I said before, each stage can be replayed. Now, this stage is, as you would expect, a tutorial. And here I immediately go to the menu and change the vertical camera to reverse because, well, to normal, because why would you have it on reverse? And
Always hated inverse camera controls.
Yeah, this game, it has tank controls technically, but it's the kind of tank controls that will always have a camera following behind you, so it's almost not tank controls. The only time when you ever feel that there are tank controls is with a certain character, but that's only because he plays slightly differently. There is a zoom function for your regular looking around, but it's generally not necessary because first-person mode covers for that pretty well. And you have a map. The map is spectacularly useful because unlike the first Forbidden Siren, which was purposely vague, almost to the point of being nearly unplayable for a normal person, this one actually shows your location. In the first Forbidden Siren, you just kinda had to remember where you went. You did have a map of location and where you started, and what the places on the map represent, but nothing more. In this one, they show you exactly where you are, where you're looking, and what every little detail on the map is called, which is very important. Here we ignored the warning that there is nothing here, but there actually is. There's turtle jelly noodles. We couldn't just leave it hanging there. And there is a
Yeah, we gotta finish that. Can't just waste food.
I mean, it's an archive item, and we want to see that ending, right? There's an old wire grate. General advice, check everything that says inspect, because chances are it's going to be it's going to be something you can pick up, or it's going to be something that needs to be interacted with in order to finish the game. But we will get to that later, or to unlock different levels. Alert system. When you hear that noise, there's also a vibration going to the controller, and this is an indication that you are near a monster. The monsters in these games are called Shibito. They're the same monster type as in Forbidden Siren 1. They're not terribly smart, but they have a certain thing that makes them rather scary. They're unkillable. Unlike the zombies in Resident Evil, which can be downed and gotten rid of forever, Shibito will always come back. They'll always get back. You can defeat them for a little while, and well, compared to the Forbidden Siren 1, this game's a lot more easy and generous with how long they stay down. So fighting them is a lot more feasible, especially also since more characters get means of fighting them. And if you're wondering how you change between the different options in your say in your command menu, if you're standing right next to something, it will give you the option to go down, and if you're walking towards it, it will give you the option to jump over. It's very simple. Get a load of that.
I like that actually, that's really cool.
Hey, are you alright?
What? Where?
Are you hurt?
What is it?
I see what's going on. Stay here and keep hidden.
Yeah, so your AI partners can actually be indirectly controlled. You can give them commands such as wait or hide. Generally, wait is the way to go in most situations. However, they're not dumb enough to actually get themselves killed most of the times, unless it's your fault. Most of them will have decent enough endurance to take some punishment, and like I said, they're not terribly stupid. They don't walk up to the enemy and get themselves killed most of the times, unless you allow them to. You can also give weapons to most of your AI partners, and even if you don't, if they find some, they will pick them up on their own if they walk up to them, which is very smart. Yep, you can shout, which generally sounds like a terrible idea, but it does come in handy in a lot of situations. This game is not made for combat. it was made by the same guy who created the first Silent Hill, but it's not well, it's horror game combat, but it's not horrible horror game combat. Let's put it that way. Also, we are currently using just about the worst weapon in the game. So yeah, whenever you defeat an enemy, don't stick around in the location for too long, because as I said before, they come back. They come back to life. Oh, and you can hear a helicopter going on here. And here I also show off what all of the little markers on the map actually means. The game is actually very good at explaining this sort of stuff, which I really appreciate. A helicopter. I wonder
I
what...
was to say, this protagonist has serious balls.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, as you can see, you can move around the map, you can zoom it in, you can turn it in every direction you want, and when you go into it with select, it always defaults to towards up is where you're facing. Can't do anything about those doors yet.
So when do we get a knife?
Eventually. Though, well, you'll see. Yeah, you can do a quick turn by double tapping on the control stick. Doesn't work all that well. I don't rely on it too much.
Thank you.
Also, there is friendly fire. And you can, in fact, kill your companions. You don't want that.
Mission accomplished. I don't know why that screen is funny to me, it just is.
Sergeant Okta! Okta! Please don't die!
As of 2136, there is a state of emergency. From now on, I will be commanding. Prepare to move out.
Yes, sir!